Hey, it's Ryan, Southern Card Collector. You know, 2020 release of Heritage, not too long ago. It has this classic 1971 Topps design. The black border, known notoriously for having issues around the edges with chipping and fading in color, and just made me think about one of my all-time favorite cards that I have in my collection. And there's this year's Freddie Freeman, favorite Brave. But it made me think about my 1971 Hank Aaron. And so I thought, man, this would be a good time to do a video on my Hank Aaron collection. And I've got a great start on it. Got plenty of more cards I want to pick up. So we'll go through that real quick and just let you see what I've got and give you an idea also as we go through these, kind of what the population report on PSA is, which by the way, I have I don't have really any that are very low population, but just to throw that out there. So we're going to start with the newest card that I have during Aaron's playing days and kind of go back to the oldest card. So the first card is 1973 Topps card number 100. It's graded a PSA 7. So this is in a population of 758 other cards. This card has obviously some centering issues. It's kind of working its way up to the top left there. But what I thought was interesting about this card, and probably what affects a lot of these cards' grades, is the back. It's a black card. Obviously the centering is a problem, but I'm sure this black back of the card also affected a lot of grades for this 1973 card. So as you can see on this card, it's got some issues. So there's 73, Aaron. Next card's a non-graded 1972 National League RBI's leader card. So got Joe Torre there, Willie Stargell, and Hank Aaron on this card. Don't have this card graded, obviously, but I thought this was a really cool card. Picked it up pretty cheap online. Next card is also from 72, and it is a PSA 6, but you notice it's got a qualifier. So there's obviously, I guess, according to the grader, there's a stain on the front of the card. The back of the card looks pretty good, in my opinion. But this card with a qualifier, there's 21 qualifiers with this grade, and it's out of a population of 525 cards. So 1972, Topps Hank Aaron. The next one is a monster. Can barely even fit it in the screen, so we're gonna back it up a little bit. So this is from 1971, the Topps Super Set. What I like about this card, I just thought was interesting, is the fact that it's card number 44 and Hank Aaron's jersey number is 44. So this card is probably the lowest population card I have at a 29 at a PSA 7. But I just thought this thing is massive. I just can imagine. I don't even know what these came out of. I don't know if they were in packs or whatever. I have to look it up. But that is a behemoth of a card. So I'm going to prop it up here on the photo of Freddie Freeman in the background. All right, so the next card is the card that actually inspired this video. So I'm going to put the Freeman here, and we're going to put the 1971 Hank Aaron card number 400 next to Freeman. And that card just has some fantastic color. And you notice they did a great job of matching the designs, the colors on the names of the teams and the players' names and their position name and the dot that's on the card. But that 71 I thought was just a gorgeous card when I found it. It's a 6.5. It's graded and there's 638 PSA 6s, and then the plus grade there's 49. But I just thought that card looked great. And when I look for cards of Aaron, obviously budget plays a big role in this, but I look for eye appeal. I kind of find a grade that's in my price range, and then I just kind of start comparing those cards together. And I'm sure a lot of people do that, but this one just stood out, and I was fortunate to pick it up. but such a beautiful card. Probably right now, my favorite Aaron card in my collection. I just love the colors in the card. I love the set. I love the black border. And this card has really held up well considering the border. So obviously, yeah, you can tell on the corners there's some issues, but just in general, it's a really nice looking card. Very clean. So 71 tops. All right, the next card is from 1968. It's card number 110. Hank Aaron, in non-graded version. I showed this in another video. There's a crease in the card. But got to get this one graded. But, you know, I think I paid maybe $8 for this card. So not a big deal. But I do have a couple cards graded from 68. So I've got the 1968 National League RBI's leader card. And look at the squad on that card. Cepeda, Clemente, and Aaron. Wow. Imagine going to some games in 1967 and checking out those guys, driving in RBIs. So this one's a PSA 4, and it's a population of 194. So not a bad pop. You can tell at the top there's obviously some centering issues with the card. So 1968 RBI leader. Another card from 1968 is from the Topps game set. And this is a PSA 6. And this one's out of a population of 194. The RBI leaders card is out of a population of 119. So the centering is off on this card. You can kind of tell from the back. There's the 68 Topps game. Henry Aaron. All right, so let's move on to 1964, card number 300 in the top set of Hank Aaron. And this is another really cool design. I like how, you know, they did the design of the player kind of coming out of the frame, out of the border. This card is decently centered. You know, it's only a 4 grade, but, you know, it's not a big deal to me. I think this was in a population of around 390. So the back doesn't really have great color on the back, though. So 64. All right, got 3 more. The next one is 1962 Topps Hank Aaron, card number 320, PSA grade of 4. This is a population of 340 cards. So that's classic wood border, kind of like a poster's peeling off the fence. And then you just got that 1960s font going on. You know, do the first name in black, last name in white. So just definitely just classic design. There's 62. Pull down the 72. And then my last, actually these are them, sorry, three more now. 1958 Hank Aaron All-Star card number 488 in the set. This one is graded a 6. And this is probably one of the largest populations. It's 624 cards graded a 6, but it has really good color, not faded. So I've got to get the 58, just the regular Aaron. But this was probably one of the, I think maybe the second card I picked up. So the oldest card I had for a long time. And it was the oldest card I had for a long time until these last 2. So the next card is the 1956 Topps Hank Aaron Whiteback. So if you think back to the 1973 card where Aaron's fielding a fly ball, this is the next card that we have actually some action going on. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Hank Aaron, but I think people think it's like Willie Mays in the background sliding. And I may be wrong on this card, but so this is probably one of the oldest cards I have next to the next one here in terms of just my vintage collection. But really, really love this card. So this is population on this card is 672 is the population. There's 25 registered 9s, and there's not a single 10 in the on PSA. So no 10s for the 56 tops. All right, and my last Aaron that I have in my collection is the 1955 Topps Hank Aaron. Just a cool design. You got swinging here on the left-hand side. You've got the Braves logo. When they were back, obviously most of these were back in Milwaukee. Just the color background, nothing but just a colored background with the profile shot of Aaron kind of looking off in the distance. So just a cool card. As a Braves fan, this is kind of the top of the line outside of the rookie card. This is just, Hank Aaron was the man. And being from Alabama, and the fact that he was, from Alabama, that's just kind of a cool thing to me. But so this one's graded a 3. There's 446 in the population with PSA 3s, and there's 25 PSA 9s, and there are no PSA 10s in this card. And the reason I brought that up on both the 56 and the 54, the 55 and the 56, is because when I looked in the population reports for the 1954 Topps Aaron, which is his rookie card, there are 2 PSA 10s. So I was just kind of like, wow, there's 2 10s in his rookie card, but in his second and third year card, there's not one in the population. So I thought that was interesting. But just wanted to show you guys my Hank Aaron collection. I've got a lot of gaps to fill in. So I try to pick one up, at the most 1 or 2 a year. That's kind of how I go with this, because I collect a lot of different things. I collect everything from vintage to 90s to modern stuff. PC, a lot of Freddie Freeman, Javi Lopez, as you've seen on the channel. But this is a special group of cards when I get to pick up another Aaron to add to my collection. And so there you have it. Thanks for watching this video, and look forward to the next time we can get together. So, as I say, if you collect, do it for the love of the hobby. See you guys.